What's up, everybody? Charlie Marlow here. We made it. It's opening day, baby. Cardinals at the Dodgers. Game 1 of 162 coming up. It's a beautiful thing. Hope springs eternal. Every team is 0-0 with an absolutely clean slate, which is great, especially for a team coming off a 71-91 win season. When you say hope springs eternal, literally anything can happen. Anything can happen. I have no freaking clue what's going to happen to your 2024 Cardinals. Could they have a season like last year and win 71 games? I don't think that's out of the question. Could they be pretty dang good? And could they be in the hunt at the deadline? Could they add a pitcher or two and be a legit contender? I don't think that's out of the question. And you can say, Charlie, you're taking the easy way out. I have no freaking idea what's going to happen to this Cardinals team. The other day, low-hanging fruit, Brendan Schaefer and I podcast, I think I said 83 wins. I don't even know if that's a good prediction for the Cardinals because I think it's going to go one of two ways. If it's like last year, it ends up like last year. But if they have a decent start and they're in the mix and they add like they did the previous couple years before last year, so we're talking 2021, 2022, I think there's a very good chance the Cardinals then could push for 90 wins and have a shot. But I don't know what's going to happen because there's so many unknowns, in my opinion. If you would have asked me, and we talked about this a lot, if you'd have asked me after the Cardinals kind of were done making their moves, and we discussed this where I said, look, I actually think it's easier for this Cardinals team to get to, let's say, an 85 win mark or 85 plus wins than a lot of people think. Because I think a lot of folks are looking at, oh, they won 71 games last year, so you got to make like a 15 win improvement. That's not how I look at the 2024 Cardinals. And I know I'm repeating myself, but Adam Wainwright only got starts last year because the team was out of it, and he's going for 200 wins. He was statistically one of the worst starting pitchers in the history of baseball for a season. Okay? It's very easy to improve by just deleting Wainwright from the rotation and adding anybody who's even league average. Even if that's Zach Thompson, who's going out there and throwing to a 4.5 ERA, but he's league average. The other part is, clearly at the trade deadline, they traded off everybody. You trade off Flaherty, Montgomery, DeYoung, Hicks, Stratton. Who am I missing? I can't remember. But the Cardinals weren't trying to win. They weren't trying to win baseball games for the final 2 months of the season. So to me, that's not a 71-win team. If the Cardinals were really last year trying to win the whole season, Waino doesn't get those last 10 starts. They don't roll out a 4A lineup for the last 2 months. Okay, maybe they finish at, I don't know, 77, 78 wins, 76, whatever it is. I'm not going to argue with you folks if you disagree. But my point is, now you're talking about a 7 or an 8 win jump to get back to 85, not a 15 win jump if you're thinking you're coming back from 71 wins. So that's how I felt after the Cardinals had constructed this roster. I have to say, though, I don't know how you don't change your mind a bit when you start the season with 6 dudes on the injured list. And one of those guys is Drew Rom. So I don't know if Drew Rom was going to be on the roster anyway. But let's just say for sure, 5 dudes who are going to be on your opening day roster are not there for opening day. They're all on the injured list. I mean, pretty much the majority of your outfield. Tommy Edman seems like is going to be out for a long time. Lars Nootbaar, it might just be a couple weeks, whatever it is. Dylan Carlson, feel terrible for Dylan Carlson. Hopefully that's short. I have no idea. Keenan Middleton, a guy that I think the Cardinals hopefully will rely on this year as a very good high leverage type reliever, injured list as well. And then the biggest one, especially if his injury lingers, is Sonny Gray. So maybe Sonny Gray misses, 2-3 starts. He comes back. I hope he's good to go full workload, throw 100 pitches. But then also, my worry with Sonny Gray is more that this thing comes back and barks again later in the year, and he has to miss another block of 3, 4, 5 starts, whatever it is. So the guy who over the winter said, okay, 85 wins. I think it's easier than you think. Now I have to kind of chop away at that when you're starting the year with 5 injuries, really 6 guys on the injured list. But look, you can also, if you look at the schedule, everybody knows Dodgers first, 4 games. You got Padres, and then, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't have the order maybe perfect, but after that it's Marlins, Phillies, Diamondbacks in some order. So that's 16 games through the first 5 series before you play the A's. The A's suck. We all know that. And so let's say you're able to take care of the A's. You win the series or you sweep them, whatever it is, hopefully. Okay, so then you're at 19 games. I just think that those first 19 games are very important because for the majority of those 19 games, you're going to be missing a lot of people. You're probably going to be missing Gray for 3/4 of that. You're going to be missing Edman for probably all of it. You're going to be missing, who knows, Carlson for at least half, Nootbaar for at least half. It's a tough schedule. This team sucked last year. They need a good start, in my opinion. They need good things to happen. Nobody wants to start the year 2-9, looking up and playing catch up all year long. But I think, again, those first 19 games, if they're just 500, even a couple games below, what? I mean, if they're 9-10, if they're 8-11, nobody's panicking. You got through a rough stretch, schedule-wise, hopefully got through a rough patch injury-wise, and you're rocking and rolling, feeling good, and hell, it's only at this point like April, 15th or something. It's right around tax day. You have the whole frickin' season now to get on your roll. So first 19 games, first 16 games especially, very important for the Cardinals. So I think the offense is going to be good, okay? I think the bullpen could be really good. I have no idea about the starting rotation. I don't think it's going to be good. Could it be average? I think you'd take average. If they were right in the middle, 15th, 16th in baseball, I think you'd take that. Could it be bad, though? I think there's a good chance it could be bad. I don't know. And then here's my other part. You have a team that's really old. And we know that. But most of these guys, they're not so old where you're thinking they're done. But the problem is, in my opinion, you don't know these dudes are done until they're done. Nobody knew Adam Wainwright was done until last year when he proved he was done. If you remember, the year before, he was actually really good until that, final month of the season? And I can't remember what his ERA was for the year. Wasn't it 3.7? So I'm talking about 2022. Correct me if I'm wrong. So what I'm trying to say is, look at Goldie, for example. Goldie has been really bad in spring training. Do I think he's going to hit 100 for the year? No. But Goldie's not young. Now, Goldie does a lot of things well. Defensively, runs the bases, all that. But some of these guys also hit a point in their careers where they're just done. And so I think there's a good chance that could happen to one of these guys I'm talking about. Whether it's Goldie. When I say done, I mean no longer for him an elite player or even a positive OPS plus guy. I mean, could Paul Goldschmidt be a league average OPS plus guy? I think that's a possibility. I wouldn't bet on it, but it's a possibility. But then the pitchers, for example. So, look, Zach Thompson is young, but everybody else, Sonny Gray, older, already banged up. Miles Michaelis, older. Kyle Gibson, older. Lance Lynn, older. That's 4 dudes. Don't you think the odds are probably one of those dudes might be done? I don't know who it's going to be. What I'm saying is, at the end of 2024, we might point to one of those pitchers and be like, that was it. Sometimes that happens to dudes who are 35, 36, 37, 38, whatever it is. There's a very good possibility that happens to one of those pitchers. Now maybe if it just happens to one of them, Cardinals can get through it. They can add a starter at the deadline, add a reliever at the deadline, like they did in 21 and 22 and still make the playoffs. I don't know. So I'm just sitting here arguing with myself. I have no freaking idea what's going to happen to this Cardinals team, but that's part of the beauty. That's part of the fun of baseball. And look, I know people can be pessimistic. We can be negative and all that, but baseball season's great. Cardinals baseball is the best. I've said it for years. I'm not just saying this to the BFib. St. Louis is the best baseball town in America. Baseball heaven. You know, we joke about the BFib, but it's true. Baseball means more in St. Louis than any other city or market in the United States of America. I'm not just pandering. I truly, truly believe that. So enjoy baseball season, and it's awesome, man. Like I said, I'm taping this the night before, so you could have this early morning. How about for once I'm actually planning ahead? Look at those buds or flowers, whatever the hell those are on the tree. So there you go. Hey, we made it, guys. We made it. Long winter, but we're here. A lot of injuries. Not an easy start versus the frickin' monster checkbook Dodgers, as Miles Michaelis calls them. Let's go. Let's go. This is why you do it. This is why you put the roster together, to roll out the basketballs like the gym teacher used to do back in elementary school, and play. Just play. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. This team has been put together. It's banged up. Let's see what they got right out of the gate versus one of the best teams in all of baseball in the LA Dodgers. All right. Comment, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Share the videos, please. Share the channel. Put it in your group text. Put it on social media. We're going to do a ton of videos. We got the podcast. We got everything going. It's going to be an awesome 2024 baseball season. I hope. It better not be like last year. That was freaking shit. We can't have that anymore. That was a one-off. We don't want that. Sometimes negative drama can be good for 1 year. It's different. But we're done with that. We need some positivity. We need some wins. We need the Cardinals to be back to being the Cardinals. All right. Peace, guys. Enjoy the game. Baseball is here. You deserve it. Let's go.